No, I'm not having it. I'm refusing. I'm not going to just pretend to walk into frame. I'm not doing it. It's such a cliche. I'm going to go this way instead. I'm going this way. I'm not going that way. I'm not doing this shot either. I'm not going to be pretending to walk through a gate and you're just there. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can wait. I'm not going to do it. I've got all the time in the world. I've got to do it because I'm going to go through it, but I'm not doing it because of you, because I have to. Damn. Boring. Well, hello again. Today I've come out to the Peak District. I've come over to Mamtor, famous place in the Peak District, and I'm going to do a walk from Mamtor to what I think is called Loose Hill, Loss Hill, over in the distance there. Never done this route before, but I thought I'd come out and just have a walk, take some pictures. So the idea of this video is that I want to teach you what to do even if I'm not doing it myself. So I came out to take some pictures and to do this video, but unfortunately it is a bit too sunny. It is a bit too windy for the video, and it's quite busy as well. Not a good combination overall. So my first do as I say, not as I do, is to shoot a golden hour, which obviously I'm not. Now, you've probably heard this before, it's a common one. The golden hour is the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset. It's when the light is the best, and I of course do aim to shoot at those times because it is the best light. Now you've got to understand or learn that that is the best time to go out and to make the effort to go out, and then you can appreciate any other time of day for what it can give. So I was hoping for a bit more of an overcast day myself today and a bit less windy, but it is very sunny. But if it was overcast, you probably wouldn't know that this was, as it is, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But if it was overcast, then it could be midday or it could be 7 o'clock in the evening. The overcast light would diffuse all the light and you get a very even light throughout the day. I do like shooting on overcast days. I like the moodiness you get of cloud in the sky rather than just fluffy clouds or even clear blue sky. So when you understand, appreciate the benefits of the golden hour, you can come out at other times of day. It is frowned upon to shoot at midday, especially for landscape photography. So as it is early afternoon here and as it is so bright, I'm tailoring my shots for the time of day. So I know I'm not going to get the type of shots I would get later in the day, early evening, when the golden hour comes, but I'm tailoring my shots because of that. So my next piece of advice is to always use a tripod. So I've come out without a tripod today. Well, actually I haven't, because that's what the video camera's on, but it's my video tripod. I haven't come out with a tripod for my stills camera. And again, you have to understand why you're using a tripod before I think you can not use a tripod. So a tripod isn't just to steady your camera. You take a tripod into the landscape because it slows you down. You have to set up the tripod, it takes effort. And of course that slows you down to make you think about your shots more. It makes you think about your compositions. So it's a kind of composition tool more than something just to hold your camera steady. So as I say, I haven't brought a tripod with me today, partly because I'm shooting in the middle of the day, so it's a lot brighter, my shutter speeds are higher, and of course through practice I'm more confident with my compositions. I can get my shots handheld in the same way as I would if I was setting up my tripod. I know the kind of shots I want, I know the compositions I want, and I'm confident in myself that I can get those handheld because the light's bright enough as if I was using a tripod. But again, just because I'm doing this, don't let it be an excuse that you don't either. Get to know your tripod, get to learn how to use it and use it to aid your pictures, to get better pictures, to get better compositions. And then if you want to, you can leave your tripod at home sometimes, perhaps if you're shooting in the city, but be confident you're getting your compositions right without it. Well, my next piece of advice of things you shouldn't do is chimp or chimping. Do you know what chimping is? Well, chimping is when you constantly look at the LCD screen of the image you've just taken. So that's just really having confidence in the shot you've just taken. And I must admit, I probably do it more than I should do, just because it's habit of the screen being on there. I obviously used to shoot film back in the day, and I never was able to look at the picture straight after. So it's not something I've done because I need to, it's probably just a bad habit. So the best thing to do is just to turn your screen the wrong way round, fold it in, and therefore you're not tempted to chimp. Or you can probably just go into the menu and switch the screen off, or if you really want to do, put some tape over the back. That really stop you. So whilst I do chimp, I do look at the LCD screen. It's not through lack of confidence I've got the shot, it's just bad habit and I should stop doing it myself. But you shouldn't do it because you haven't got the confidence in your shot. So turn your screen around, don't look at every shot, and be confident that when you press the shutter, you've got the shot in the bag. Now the images I'm trying to take today are going to be of a certain style, and you may notice a trend in the pictures that I show you. But my next rule that I think you should do is always use the rule of thirds. Now the rule of thirds is a really good basic composition tool, but it's kind of frowned upon. People say, oh, you shouldn't use it all the time, it's a bit of a cliche. But it's only a cliche because it works. And again, once you learn why it works and you use it to your benefit and you see how your compositions do look good with the rule of thirds, then perhaps you can start breaking the rule, because it is usually the first rule to break. But it is a really good composition tool. It makes your pictures very well balanced within the frame, and it's a great one to use. And this is me in the rule of thirds. So use it to your benefit, see how it improves your compositions, and then once you've nailed it, then you can break those rules. And this is what I mean about overcast light. Over here, if you can hear me in this wind that's picked up, that's middle of daylight. That's sunny, fluffy cloud. Over there, however, over there, it's a different matter. So that's beautiful light. That's cloudy, overcast skies, but you wouldn't know what time of day that was. Wonderful though. Okay, next up, what metering mode do you use? Because I only use one, but you shouldn't. So I use my matrix metering, which is evaluative metering, another name for it, and that's the only one I do use. So I use that in combination with the histogram to guarantee that I get the correct exposure every time. But again, that's come through practice, and I've used all the different types of exposure modes over the years: spot metering, center weighted metering, partial metering. And I think you should try them all to get to learn how they work, what they do, and how it influences how you expose for a scene. So you can use partial metering or spot metering to get a more select area of the scene and just expose for that, excluding any areas that may fool the camera. Or you could use center weighted metering, which biases the exposure towards the center of the frame. Well, center weighted metering used to be the default in your camera, but that was kind of given the boot once matrix metering was invented, and that became the default instead. So do start to use those other exposure modes, get to learn how they're exposing for the scene, and then once you've learnt and built up that knowledge, then you'll be more confident to use your standard evaluative metering and that histogram. Well, this next piece of advice is a personal one, but it depends on the kind of person you are as to how you use it. So I know a lot of photographers use photography as a means of escape, time to switch off the 9-to-5 job, get out in the landscape, enjoy that, and have some downtime away from the life worries. Well, I'm kind of the opposite of that, and I guess it's because I do photography as my job. So when I'm not in the mood, I don't actually use photography as some sort of escapism. I actually don't find I can do my photography in that time. I don't feel I have that creative urge in me. I lose my creativity if I'm feeling down. So that's the way it works for me, but you can do the opposite. Maybe life has got you down. Then you don't have to go out taking fun, pretty pictures. You can use your photography to capture the mood that you're feeling, and your pictures will show that. Your pictures should describe how you feel. So if you're feeling more somber, then let that show in your pictures. And finally, even if I've said this otherwise before, gear does matter. So what do I mean by that? Am I suggesting you go out and buy the latest top-end camera? Absolutely not. But the camera you use, the camera you own, you should enjoy using. I've seen many people buy the latest cameras and I've seen them struggle using it. I've seen people come on my workshops and they're struggling using their camera. It doesn't look like they're enjoying using it. When I bought my Olympus OM-D camera, I bought it because I enjoyed using it as a camera. The first time I picked it up and held it in my hands, I knew instantly that that camera was the camera for me. And I've enjoyed using it ever since. And I feel my photography's improved for using that camera. So in that respect, gear does matter. Just talking about gear there, you may have noticed that I've upgraded to the EM1 Mark II. As you may remember, my Mark I died in Berlin. I got it repaired because I wasn't quite ready to give that one up because I like the flip up screen on it, but I did at the same time upgrade to the Mark II, which obviously has the flip out screen. So talking about using gear and how gear matters, I've had to get used to this flip out screen. It's not too bad, I'm getting used to it. It was what was putting me off getting up this to upgrade this camera. I've also got a new L bracket on this camera. It's the RSS Type 1. And that's got a nice little cutout so you can put the screen horizontal when you want to flip it out totally. So it's not too bad as I can't just flip the screen up. Oh, and talking of gear, I also bought myself a new camera bag. This is the first for me. All my backpacks so far have been low pro and I haven't found one for my zoom kit that I was happy with size and weight. So I went for the very popular Mindshift Backlight 26 litre. First day out with it, yeah, it's a great backpack. So I'm enjoying using it, and this is again where gear matters. A backpack has got to be comfortable, it's got to be easy to get into, get your gear out, secure it, have all the right pockets. So far, I'm enjoying this one. So again, this is where gear matters. So go out there and get your shots, but remember, listen to everything I say and ignore everything I do.